Welcome to our vibrant network of governance, risk, compliance, and cybersecurity leaders. We share cutting-edge insights, best practices, and innovative strategies to empower professionals in navigating the dynamic cyber threat landscape. Join Circolo de CISO to ignite resilience and data protection across industries.
Welcome back to another episode on Decoding AI from Fundamentals to Future-Proofing of Business. And with me is Nidhi Pandey. And in the second episode, we are here to talk about the AI evolution and the business impact. So, Nidhi, without further ado, tell us, how has AI evolved and how is it impacting the present businesses, and how is it going to impact the business as a whole in the future? Nidhi?
Absolutely. Yep. So it may feel like AI is just a recent technology and everyone is talking about this new buzzword. But when you do some research, you will understand that in reality, the groundwork for AI had started as early as mid 1900s itself. A machine being able to work on its own, it's not a new idea and it's not a new concept, right? Some of the early robots, these were built as early as 1930s. In fact, I was doing some research and I stumbled upon an article where I read that John McCarthy held a workshop at Dartmouth on artificial intelligence, which is the first use of the word and how it came into such popular usage. So 1955 was when this word was actually coined, and then he later went ahead and created Lisp. That's the acronym for list processing program, and which is still being used by a lot of enterprises. Now when we fast forward that to late 1900s, there was a program developed by IBM called Deep Blue. It's a chess program. And this gets referenced in a lot of AI forums, a lot of AI sessions, and a lot of speakers take this example. Deep Blue was invented or developed in 1997, and it could beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov. And it was a very, very highly publicized match, and it became the first program to beat a human chess champion. Let's fast forward that into 2000. In 2002, first Roomba came out, and we know we have several other versions of Roomba today. Can you guess when was Google Translate launched? Any idea? Well, it came out in 2006. The program structure is same. It takes the input in a certain language. You ask the program to know that language, right? You assume that Google Translate understands that language and translate it in another language. This is exactly how a human polyglot would behave, right? Then came Siri. That was the next revolution in virtual assistant. Apple launched Siri in 2011, and you can talk to Siri just like a normal person to do any kind of day-to-day activities. Now, in 2020, OpenAI started the beta of GPT-3, which could use deep learning to perform tasks. Right, and it's a very common AI application that we use today, the Chat GPT. Also, in your day-to-day life, I'll just give you an example of AI in the normal day-to-day life. When you type an email or do Google search, you get recommendations of the next word which is going to be, and so that you could complete the sentences. That is because the program is thinking like you, right? It has input, or it understands the corpus of data or corpus of word which can exist next, right? To give you an example, if I say I want to, the next word prompted could be eat, play, sleep, or anything. Now if I say eat, then the next word could be eat fruits, eat food or eat burger or anything, right? The program understands what all different options it has. So why this buzz? Why this buzz all of a sudden? Now, in 2023, OpenAI made a public statement that GPT-4 can beat 90% humans in SAT. And that actually created a stir. Do you know how much time it took GPT-4 to reach 100 million users? You would be surprised to know that it just took 2 months to reach 100 million users. And if we launch a productive AI app today, within 5 to 6 days, you can see user base exceeding hundreds and thousands, right? So AI today is transforming the business and industries. So that's about the history. But then why is it so popular? Right? Because this is important for day to day activity. Developers use it to write code. We use it in banking services to understand the financial reports, to understand the market analysis. We have personal assistant. We talk to the chatbots in the banking applications. Financial services, they are using it to summarize the reports to make buy and sell decisions, right? We use chatbot applications for internal banking. If I have a query today for my net banking, I don't really have to pick up a phone. I can make use of this personal assistant and then start asking questions and get responses right there on the time. Now, moving on to the pharmaceutical companies, they are using it to study reports quicker, and this enables them to take new drugs to the market faster, right? Optimize the production, diagnostics, personalized treatment, and so on. In fact, medical companies make use of AI, and it has been very useful for them to make diagnostics depending upon the symptoms, right? So let's say the AI application has huge amount of symptoms and diagnostic reports and the data fed into the system. Now, if I go to a clinic with a certain set of symptoms and I enter these symptoms, the AI application can predict what could be the cause, what could be the underlying disease, right? So these are some of the use cases that we have today with AI. In fact, customers or enterprises today, they are building their own AI applications which are accessed by partners and employees. Pharma companies is one such big example. Then we have stock exchange customer, which are providing investor intelligent app. People can ask questions on investments, and the answer will be much authenticated source because it's going to summarize the information based on the company reports and the public company must what the public company must be filing, right? So it has access to the data and it's going to provide the authentic report. And that's why I would trust an AI application more than asking a third person or a human, right? So these are some of the ways how AI is transforming the business. Of course, there are misuse of AI as well, but if you consider the larger picture, this has definitely turned out to be a blessing for a lot of organization to do a lot of day-to-day work, make predictions, make the job easier and faster.
Nidhi, what caught my attention is the word blessing,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know whether you noticed, I was smiling when you mentioned the word, because it's a blessing for both the business and the adversaries as well. Because
Yes.
I read an article where they're saying a human generated phishing email probably took 10 days to 15 days, so approximately 2 weeks for them to create that content.
Yep.
And with AI, they can probably do it in 15 minutes
Yeah.
using just 5 prompts.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
prompts which entice the users to click, which means they
Yes.
not only are able to create the content, but are also able to create content which will increase the click rates.
Yes. And we will
Correct?
definitely talk about, the other side of the coin as well. Um,
Absolutely.
yes, we will definitely touch upon that. But when we talk about transforming businesses, industries, how enterprises are working today, it has made the work a lot more simpler, um, and more effective as well, right? To give you an
Absolutely.
example, um, firewalls, I'm from Palo Alto, so I'm going to take that example. Today Palo Alto firewalls use deep learning methodologies to detect unknown threats as well, because the algorithm can understand the patterns. So the threat or an event need not have happened somewhere else for us to have a signature database. I can just understand the pattern, the firewall understands it, and then it can detect it as a vulnerability, right? So that way we are making use of these algorithms and technologies to be more efficient and effective.
Human like thinking.
Yes, human like thinking.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So thank you, Nidhi, for sharing the use case. And so you shared different examples in diverse industries, how versatile the AI is going to be. You
Yep.
spoke about the chatbots and how you can now get these apps to do most of your tasks, right? And you also briefly touched on the success and also the challenges. And I think we're going to have a separate discussion where we're going to be talking much more about the
Yes,
challenges which we have.
absolutely.
And you also briefly mentioned about the trends. So, with that note, Nidhi, thank you so much for being with me for this episode. And I look forward to hosting you for the next episode. And viewers, next episode, we would be talking about the building blocks for AI applications. What goes into the recipe of building an AI? So that's what Nidhi would be walking us through in the next episode. So please watch out for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.